Hi, welcome back. It's me, Megan, with Sunny Side Up Pastures, and today is Recipe Wednesday. And I'm really excited to share this recipe. It's one of my all-time favorites because it's fairly quick and easy and delicious. It's a fajita casserole. It's super great. So we're going to start out doing the seasoning first. I like to make my own seasonings. If you have a fajita seasoning that you like, go ahead, stick with that. If you would like to try something new or looking for your own seasoning, we're going to make our own fajita seasoning first, and then we'll go ahead to the casserole. So you can skip ahead if you want to just go over to the casserole. If not, let's get the seasonings done. I'm just reusing an old jam jar. I'll just be putting it into here. When I make this, I like to make a lot of it, so maybe you don't want this big of a container, but I'll show you the original recipe, and then you can double it, triple it, you know, whatever you feel like. So we need one tablespoon of cornstarch, 2 teaspoons of chili powder. Definitely want to make sure, and I'll write this down below. And you can probably tell I'm not super worried about getting stuff exact. I just throw it in, for better or for worse. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of paprika. It's normally 1 teaspoon of sugar, but I'm gonna skip it. This only wants a half teaspoon of onion powder, and then a full teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm almost out of my garlic powder. 1 teaspoon of that. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Some of this hotter stuff, like the chili powder and cayenne pepper, I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to hot stuff, so I don't like to put a lot in. So I'm not even going to do a full 1/4 teaspoon. A little zip is okay, but I really can't do very much. And then a half teaspoon of cumin. That's a little bit more than a half, but that's okay. Oh, I love the smell of cumin. There's about what it looks like. It's kind of a dusty red color of sorts. There we go. That is not blueberry jam. Now let's get on to making the actual fajita casserole. Alright, so the fixins for the fajita casserole: 3 peppers, 1/4 of an onion. I was already using this onion, so I'll just finish this up. Tomato, mushrooms, a can of beans. I really like black beans, but you're more than welcome to use any type of bean you want, or no beans, like really up to you. Our seasoning that we just made, oh, looks like there's still some needs to be mixed in there. Olive oil, tortillas. You can use any kind of tortillas you want. I usually use whole wheat, but I decided to try these ones this time. And cheese. We're mostly going to use, as much as we can, this cheese. This is grass-fed local cheese that we got from Red Acre Farms in Cedar City. It is really good. They have cheddar and Asiago. This is cheddar. And then we have 2 cups of cheese that we need to make. So whatever this is lacking, bought some Cache Valley cheese that will make up for the rest of it. And if you would prefer not to do a bunch of cutting up, that is totally fine. Oops. There is this frozen blend of pepper and onion that you could use. I think I got this at Walmart. But yeah, you just want things to go a little quicker because this takes up the most time. But once this is cut up, this is really great. So once I get all this cut up, I'll come back and show you how to layer it in the casserole pan. Oh, you can also use meat, chicken, beef, anything else. We're going to use beef. So I'll come back and show you what that all looks like. Okay, I got all the peppers, onion, mushrooms, tomatoes, and beans in here. I said the recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of oil, but I probably might only put 1, maybe 2, I don't know, maybe just 1, because of the grease that came off of the ground beef. I didn't take the grease out. It actually soaked kind of back up into the meat, but I think it might be enough to do what I need it to do. So I am only going to put a little bit. I'm just going to, I mean, if that's kind of gross to you personally to use the hamburger grease, that's fine. Go ahead and put oil in it. But I like using the natural stuff. You know, it's already there. It's a natural fat. And so I'm just going to put 1. Whoa, that was too much. Almost 1 tablespoon there. And I should have done the seasoning first. So you're supposed to put 2 tablespoons of seasoning in, but I just used my tablespoon thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and make that up. Yeah, that seems about 2 tablespoons, maybe. And then I'm going to go ahead and mix this up very carefully. You can tell this is a pretty big bowl, and this might, if you want a bigger bowl, because I'm kind of struggling here, but I like a lot of veggies and a lot of, yeah, I guess the veggie, like the mushrooms and everything, and so I put a lot in here. So I guess if you don't use as much, that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and finish mixing this up, and then I'll be back, and I'll show you how to do the tortillas in the casserole pan, and we'll go from there. Alright, sorry if the camera angle is a little off. This kitchen isn't super suited for videoing, but that is okay. Alright, so you're going to need 9 tortillas. This has 8. I have another package, but you won't need that till the very top. Go ahead and line the pan. I lightly greased this pan. So you still want a little flap here. I don't think it really matters exactly what what's the word, order you do this in. This is just how I do it. Oh, these tortillas are so big, might not need, oh no, I will, because you don't want these corners here to show. So when I put this in the middle, I had this corner sticking out, so I'm going to slide this over, which means I'm going to have to slide this. Make sure this overlaps. Alright, 1 more, maybe I can get away with 8, I guess we'll find out. Alright. There we go. If you have a cheese grater and a block of cheese like this, grate that up. This isn't my kitchen, so I don't know where the cheese grater is. So I'm just going to kind of crumple it up and throw it in here. Alright, so we got our cheese there. Now, I'm going to take this, pour it in, and spread it out. I've actually eaten it with just this all mixed together, and that was really good. Oh, by the way, I did pre-cook the beef. I'm sure you can tell that. Because this won't be in the oven for very long, it's probably a good idea to go ahead and pre-cook any meat you put in here to make sure that that does get cooked all the way. I didn't season the beef just because the seasoning, there's already going to be seasoning in here. So I just cooked it plain and stuck it in and seasoned it with the rest of this. This is actually a little bit more stuff than usual. Back when I didn't eat meat, I didn't put meat in here, and that's where the beans came in. The beans were my protein substitute. And so this is really stuffed, which I'm excited for. I'm really looking forward to eating this. Bring in our next cheese. And you know, so much of this is up to your own taste, like how much you want of everything. It's a very two-taste kind of dish. Let's see, since I use that other cheese, I'm only going to use about half of this. Oh yeah, I bet I put way too much cheese on bottom. That's okay. There we go. Ta-da! And then you're going to take your last extra tortilla, which I believe, oh no, I do have one more left after this. Wow, what a difference it makes when you buy bigger tortillas. You're going to stick that in the middle, and then you're going to fold over your edges. You don't need to get too fancy. Well, I don't get fancy. Alright, so the original recipe actually put another casserole dish on top of this to squish this down, because sometimes if it's not squished down enough, you know, as you can see, these kind of pop back up, and so then they popped up. You can go ahead and do that. I don't really care, so I just kind of pinch along the edges to get these to lay a bit flatter, and then I just go ahead and cook it, because I like cooking. I don't really care if it looks beautiful as long as it tastes good. Alright, now that we have this all put together, you preheat your oven to 350. Don't mind that time up there. This doesn't work anymore. So we're going to open this up and stick them in. So we're going to do 350 for 30 minutes. Okay, wonderful. 30 minutes is up. Oh yeah. There we go. Fajita casserole that weighs like 10 pounds. It's delicious. So try it out and let me know in the comments what you think.